And now let's get to our bouting teams here in the first bout. First to take the track, the team in blue tonight, it's the Schoolyard Scrappers. So they're going to go out and kind of do this, right? Okay. So you get adults, slap hands. Oh, there you go. Skating tonight for the Schoolyard Scrappers, number OMG, Killin' May Smalls. Number 13, Hugs and Stitches. Number 17, Bitch Please. Number 18, Embezzlement. Number 23, Murder Mittens. Number 96, pardon me, All of You Die. Number 11-4, Slappy Go Lucky. Number 226, Honey Trap. Number 310, Full Metal Anarchist. Number 333, Bedbugs Bunny. Co-captain of the Schoolyard Scrappers, number 1981, Sandra Slay O'Connor. And number 172, captain of the Schoolyard Scrappers, Pikachu. Bench coaches for the Schoolyard Scrappers this evening are Thrill Sergeant and Call Me Maybe.
Okay, and next up are our reigning champs, the Runaway Brides.
Okay, so you can start basically whenever the last skater kind of comes up and joins the pack. Then you can start your run.
On the Runaway Brides tonight, we got 00 Novocaine. Number 12, Maximum Overdrive. Number 19, The Kituation. Number 20, D and D's Nuts. Number 151, Ash Smash'em. Number 192, Baby. 420, Astrothought. 487, To Kill Ya. 616, Antifa. 772, I'll Annihilate Ya. 7780, Pee Wee Vermin. And your co-captain for the Brides is Cherry Kiss. And your captain is Lightning the Queen. Bench coaches tonight are Troy McClure and Nikki Badass.
All right, we're just about ready to go for the bout. I think that was a fantastic time for your first time introducing a team. Very good job announcing, thank you. Yeah, right. Confident, full of confidence.
Yes.
Great introductions, fantastic. See, I told you, it's simple, it's real easy.
The slideshow's already playing, so if you want to change it, all you do is press the button on the screen.
All right, just about ready to get underway here. Teams lining up. First pivots putting on their helmet covers. First jammers getting ready. All right, here we go. Your first jammer for the Runaway Brides, number 4, Cherry Kiss.
And your jammer for the Scrappers is 981, Sandra Slay O'Connor. 1981.
So both jammers quickly up to the pack, kind of ricocheted off the back defense there. Now fighting to get down into the corner, and there goes Sandy. Sandra Slay O'Connor. Your first lead jammer is Sandra Slay O'Connor, checking behind her, and here comes Cherry Kiss catching up. The pack also trying to play keep away, now trying to hold up a skater. But Cherry Kiss was just getting too close there, so no points in the first jam. We'll reset for the next one. Jammer, ooh, look at this. Your jammer for the Runaway Brides, number 192, is Baby, and this is going to be in the second jam of the game. It's literally as early as a power jam could be. It's a power jam. So what that means, if you're new to Derby, is that when you get a penalty assessed to your jammer in a jam, in the next jam, your team doesn't get a jammer. So the other team can score points at will and only focus on offense, which is when you'll hear a team shout Power O, Power D from the bench. This is what they're talking about. So so Baby is out. 40 seconds left in the power jam. Pack slows down here in the far turn, and now Baby catching up. The Brides take off to try to clear some space. Baby's looking for an opening. Nova came through a block, now looking ahead. And Baby gets through, finishes off a scoring pass, but a good defensive effort there by the Schoolyard Scrappers to really delay it and run some time off this power jam clock. Eight seconds left on the clock, and Cherry Kiss down to the inside, and a good block there, closing the door along the inside by the pivot for the Scrappers along the inside there. And that'll do it. The clock comes to a close. Partial pass there, and it's 8 points. 8 points in the power jam for the Runaway Brides, and that's going to start the scoring. I'd say that's probably a push, I would say.
Jamming for the Scrappers is Bitch Please.
Your jammer for the Brides, the Kitchuation. So there goes Kitch to the inside. This time we've got Bitch and Kitch. Bitch in the pack, Kitch is out. Wait a second, we've already heard this bit. Kitch now catching up to the pack. Right along the inside, now Kitch to the high side. Excellent block there, but out of play. That's Hugs and Stitches. Goodness, there's Bitch, Kitch, and Stitches out there. I don't make the names, everybody. Stitches blocking, here comes Kitch, Bitch to the front. Bitch with Stitch trying to throw a block, Kitch to the inside. And here comes Stitch. Stitch is the pivot Stitch. Kitch trying to get by, Kitch a good block by Stitch with Bitch trying to get out at the inside. Kitch out the front to finish off the scoring pass. We've got 3 seconds left in the jam, another block. Bitch Please to the infield. Kitch now catching up down the front stretch and calls it off. All right, checking on the score there. 10 points for the Brides there. A better output in that jam than the power jam, so the Brides in front 18-10.
Jamming for the Brides is 616 Antifa.
Your jammer for the Schoolyard Scrappers, that is going to be Slappy Go Lucky, number 11D4. I couldn't read the arm number, and there's Slappy along the inside. Slappy's out and clear, lead jammer for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Jammer for the Brides is still kind of hemmed in the back of the pack. And now gets clear, there goes Tifa.
Here comes Tifa. She's looking to get out of the pack. Finding that opening. Oh, up against the rail.
All right, after all that, it looks like the first points for the Scrappers are up on the board. Scrappers now 18-4, and it's going to be a power jam for the Schoolyard Scrappers now. Early on in the game, 2 jammer penalties early on. It's All of You Die at the jammer line for the Scrappers.
And there goes Olive looking for an opening. The Brides have built up a pretty good wall there for her, though. It looks like she's looking for that opening. Oh, kicked off into the infield. Now she's back. Still trying to get through those Brides that are putting up that wall.
There's a good block. Yeah, great defense.
Yeah, the Brides are putting up a great defense against the Scrappers jammer, All of You Die. Olive still trying to find a way out of the pack. 22 seconds left. She's still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, somebody just got hit.
Olive got bumped out onto the infield. Looks like by Cherry Kiss. Kind of regrouping here, looking for that opening, and
Yeah, there we are.
is up.
So an excellent defensive effort there by the Runaway Brides on the power jam. No points scored by the Scrappers. In fact, all of Udai never got out, which is why it was just kind of a stalemate there at the end. On the jammer line right now for the Brides is number 20. Number 20, D&D's Nuts. Meanwhile, for the Scrappers, that's Full Metal Anarchist already out. Metal now trying to catch up to the pack. Block along the infield there, along the inside. D's Nuts taken down, now trying to get clear. Another big block. Wow, what a block by Killin' May Smalls. Full Metal Anarchist takes a block along the far turn. We're only halfway through this jam, my goodness. D&D's Nuts is out and clear for the Runaway Brides. Now right in front of us, here comes Full Metal Anarchist, but runs right into a two-wall. Now a big clearing block. Killin' May Smalls fights through a second scoring pass for the Schoolyard Scrappers. We'll check the score. Scrappers get 5 points, so 18-9 here in the early going. And I can see a timeout getting ready to take place because Freya Huggs is not a skater. That's an official timeout. So our first timeout of the game. We'll take a brief moment to catch our breath. A lot of action so far through 5 jams. All right, 7:42 to go in the first quarter. Right now the score, Brides 18, Scrappers 9. One of our longtime league sponsors is Lost Dutchman Tattoo. They're a tattoo shop specializing in various styles, from realism to traditional. You can customize your own tattoo. I did. I'm a walking billboard. I'll show it to you. Walk-ins are accepted. The shop is located at 4121 North 19th Avenue, the east side of 19th Avenue, just north of Indian School Road.
Okay, and jamming for the Brides, we got Cherry Kiss.
Sandra Slay O'Connor is jamming for the Scrappers once again. Small pack. Looks like both teams are down one blocker at least. There goes Cherry right down the inside. Cherry Kiss, lead jammer.
Cherry's coming around for a scoring pass while Sandra Slay O'Connor is trying to get out of the pack. But Cherry's around.
Sandy now catching up, well, at the back of the pack now, and it looks like Sandy's going to line up and try to play some jammer defense here, but gets blocked out already. Here comes Cherry again. Cherry Kiss, to the great delight of the Brides fans in the audience, finishing off another scoring pass. Sandra Slay O'Connor's trying to get clear. Now yanks off the helmet cover and tries to hand it over, but that everybody's aware of it. Cherry Kiss, another scoring pass. There's still 12 seconds left. Cherry could get around for more.
Looks like Sandy's at the back of the pack here, going to play maybe a little defense.
We're going to have to check on the score there. I see the double blinking headlights from the infield. That's 20 big points for the Runaway Brides. That's a 20-point jam. Which is the best number ever? 11D4. We got another official timeout, so they're going to talk about some of the goings on there, make sure we have all the penalties assessed correctly. So another timeout, 6:14 to go in the first quarter. 38-9 Runaway Brides.
So be sure to visit the Arizona Derby Dames merch booth to get your favorite league and team merchandise. We have brand new t-shirt designs from your favorite teams, and check out our discounted merch. That is also where you can get souvenir cups for the night. Come grab keychains, tote bags, patches, and more. And watch out for new merch.
At the jammer line for the Runaway Brides is Baby.
And it looks like Slappy Go Lucky for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Slappy's fighting hard to get out there, trying to find that opening. And
there goes Baby for the Brides. Baby's out and clear as your lead jammer. You can take Slappy.
oh, looks like Slappy's out now, coming around.
Slappy's out for the Scrappers. They're going to try to keep this to one scoring pass for Baby, who executes it and then calls it off.
Was my mic not on? Am I on?
Here an arms penalty reporting in. It ends up being 4 points for the Runaway Brides. All right, it's going to be Astro Thought for the Brides this time.
And Bitch Please for the Scrappers.
Both jammers
like-
kind of running into each other.
Yeah, they're both trying to find that opening to get out of the pack. Both teams are putting up some good resistance right here.
Big block around the back of the pack there. Both jammers taken out once again. They just kind of keep running into each other. Now Astro on the inside, and Astro's your lead jammer. 20 seconds left.
There's 20 seconds left. It looks like Bitch Please is still trying to get out. Oh, and there she goes. Coming around for that pass. Astro Thought weaving her way through.
All right, Astro at the back of the pack calls it off. Checking on the score. It's going to be 3 points for the Runaway Brides there. However, it's going to be another power jam for the Runaway Brides. Cherry Kiss at the jammer line for the Brides. Cherry Kiss just ripped off a 20-point jam when it wasn't a power jam. So we'll see what the Brides can put together here. However, Brides down a blocker.
Got a couple of little line changes here. Looks like we're ready to go. Okay, and Cherry's off. Looking for that opening. And she's out. Coming around for that scoring pass. Well, the Scrappers are trying to regroup there in the pack. Cherry's coming around, looking for a way to weave through, and she gets through. She's going to come around for a second scoring pass. Looks like everybody's moving kind of slowly here. Kind of regrouping, building. Yep, there she goes. And she's out for a second time.
You can see the Bride's strategy right now is they've got one of those blockers for the Scrappers pinned into the back of the pack. That's called the goad. Not a goat, as some people might say. Or is it? At any rate, there at the back of the pack, you see Cherry Kiss runs into it and goes ahead and calls it off. But that allowed the Brides to kind of grind the pace of play to a halt there. In Bank Track Roller Derby, you can't stop, but you can go very, very, very slow. That's 15 big points for the Brides once again, so the Brides now up to 60 for the quarter.
And on the line, we got 310 Metal Anarchists for the Schoolyard Scrappers.
And that's going to be the Kitchuation jamming for the Brides.
And they're off, both jammers trying to find that opening. Metal Anarchist off into the infield there, looking to get back on. It's a pretty tight pack.
And they're kind of coming grinding through here, entering the final turn. Another block there at the front end. Those three blockers for the Brides are really doing a number on Full Metal Anarchist. Now here comes Killin' May Smalls, just coming through at the shoulder, trying to open some space. Nobody clear yet. We've got 17 seconds left in this jam. And Metal is going to, oh my goodness. What
That was a big one.
block. I think the license plate on that truck said 95, I'm pretty sure. There's an excellent defensive effort at the front of the pack again. That's Lightning the Queen. Lightning known for her defensive prowess at the front of the pack. So, no points for either side. 1:20 to go in the first quarter.
On the line for the brides, we got number 20, D&D's Nuts, jamming.
Apparently we got one fan of D&D's Nuts. Hey, there's another one. And also we got Sandra Slay O'Connor jamming once again for the Schoolyard Scrappers.
And D's Nuts is out. Didn't take them no time at all to get through. Coming around for that scoring pass, Sandy Slay O'Connor's at the back of the pack trying to find a way through.
They're bitch pleased with an excellent defensive effort at the back of the pack, just kind of filtered D's Nuts down to the infield. And there's another big hit there at the back of the pack.
Looks like Sandy might be on. Yep. Sandy's out.
So Sandy now is going to try to come around and keep this to one scoring attempt for D&D over there.
Persistence pays off.
And after getting bumped down to the infield, D&D's Nuts calls it off. 4 points up on the board. We've got time for one last jam here in the first quarter. Quarter clock has expired, but we'll have one more jam.
Jamming for the Scrappers is number 13, Hugs and Stitches.
Jamming for the brides, number 95, Lightning the Queen. I just saw Mimi Mahler run over to take a picture. It's former minor assaults all over the place here. There goes Lightning out and clear. Lightning is your lead jammer for the brides. The Scrappers jammer, Stitches, looked like she was going to get out and just got blocked to the infield.
Stitches is fighting to get out, find that opening. Not giving up, there she goes.
"30 seconds to go in the jam, and that is going to do it. Jam comes to a close, called off. 3 points for the brides there to bring the first quarter to a close. There we are. Freya Hugs letting us know that it is the quarter break. So we'll take 5 minutes and step aside for a moment while the teams take a breather. 67-9, the Runaway Brides are in front at Fans, don't forget to check out the snack bar here as we get ready to go in the second quarter. Regulators will be blowing that whistle any second, but always remember the snack bar is right down there at the end of the backstretch. Head on over there, get a cold beverage or snack. Proceeds there, of course, go back to the league. Your support is greatly appreciated.
All right, looks like we're all lined up and ready to go. We got number 12 for the Runaway Brides, Maximum Hover Drive as your jammer.
Jamming for the Schoolyard Scrappers is going to be Slappy Go Lucky. Slappy really springs off that line and looks for it. Now there goes, see, look at that. Slappy Go Lucky already out once again. Lead jammer for the Scrappers.
White's not out yet. White's not out.
And they're now fighting along the inside. Getting clear is Max. Max out for the Brides. Now
Slappy's still coming
Slappy.
around, yeah.
Wow, Slappy angles to the inside, just moving quick. Slappy through the back, calls it off. All right, we are ready to go. That was 4 more points for the Scrappers. This is All of You Die for the Scrappers.
And we got Cherry Kiss for the Runaway Brides.
And both of them are really pinned in at the back of the pack. Kind of trying to work up and down the line now, both of them. Cherry through, gets through. There goes Cherry. Cherry weaved around stitches.
Looks like Olive's trying to go on the high there to get through. Meeting with a wall of brides, though.
White's approaching first going pass. 1-1.
Now here comes Cherry, and Cherry is just going to zip right along the inside, and then All of You Die. Olive just follows along in her wake. So now Cherry's going to catch up and try to get this point at the back of the pack. Tries to get through. Peak tries to throw a shoulder in there. Cherry's going to get that point and anything in the penalty box. There it is, 6 points for the Brides. All right, there we go.
We got Pee Wee Vermin, 7780 for the Brides jamming.
First time for Pee Wee tonight, and a first-time jammer for the Scrappers. Number 23, Murder Mittens. Both of them fighting to get through now. Both first-time jammers here. You see Pee Wee up there trying to use the rail for leverage.
White's out.
And Pee Wee is out.
Looking back here at the pack as they come into the far turn. There goes Murder Mittens. Gets clear, but ends up tumbling down and slides. And the blocker kind of jumps up in front of her, and now there, but Novocaine was out of play. Novocaine had to let Murder Mittens on through, and Pee Wee Vermin calls it off. So it's 3 more points for the Brides. Looks like everything's okay. Looked like I thought, are we checking in? Looks like we're good. Are we good? We're good. All right.
Looks like we got 1981, Sandra Slay O'Connor again in the jammer position for the Scrappers.
And that's Astro Thought jamming for the Brides. Astro goes up to the high side, but runs into 2 Scrappers blockers. Is knocked off to the infield.
Sandy's looking to look for a way around those brides at the back there.
White lead.
Now Astro Thought finds an opening, kind of bursts through the middle of the pack and gets out for the Brides.
Oh,
A big block there at the front of the pack. Hugs and Stitches trying to take on Cherry Kiss and get through because Hugs and Stitches has taken over as jammer for the Scrappers. We have a star pass. And Hugs and Stitches now the jammer of record for the Scrappers. Astro Thought looking around and calls it off. Astro coming to a stop. So yeah, Hugs and Stitches took over as the jammer was able to get out of the pack and bring that jam to a close. But we've got another power jam for the Brides. It looks like one of the Scrappers jammers got a penalty. I can't read the whiteboard, so I'm not sure who, unfortunately. There they turned it around. Maybe you can read it. So it was number 13, Hugs and Stitches, that got the penalty. See how it says 13 star? That means it was a number 13 in the jammer. Yep, that's how you read that. Now, yep. Oh, okay. Well, now we're going to have a timeout. Not a power jam. Okay, all right. It looks like this penalty on Hugs and Stitches was before Stitches became the jammer, so no power jam for the Brides. Okay, then. Wait. Okay, we're just gonna, all right, we'll wait. No worries. 10:30 to go in the second quarter. 80-13, Runaway Brides. We're existing in a place where there's no time, no timeouts, nothing. Time is fake, time is false, and if you believe in timeout, time is not false. We have returned to reality. Timeout, Freya Hugs. At any rate, now it's an official timeout. So they're going to sort that out. We won't be privy to it because we're not officials. So 10:30 to go in the second quarter. 80-13, Runaway Brides. We'd also like to let you know about Copper Star Coffee. It's a locally owned coffee shop and cafe providing hand-blended drinks and award-winning baked goods. As always, visit them on the southwest corner of 7th Avenue in Heatherbrae. It's just north of Indian School Road. Delicious coffee, tea, muffins, and incredible homemade bagels every day.
And Sidewalk Surfer has a large selection of roller skates and skate accessories. They build custom skates and service all brands. Open 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday and 10 to 6 on Sundays. Located at 2602 North Scottsdale Road in Scottsdale.
All right, as the regulators discuss here along the infield, and Lollipop is heading this way. Hey, you know, if you're between the ages of 10 and 17, and if you love to skate, or do you know somebody who meets those simple criteria? Minor Assaults, our team that covers those age ranges, 10 to 17, and skates in the minor roller derby type league around the country. Minor Assaults are looking for new skaters to join their team, always, always. Not waiting for any kind of tryouts or anything like that. Our coaches not only teach technique and knowledge of the sport, but they also help build leadership, teamwork, and problem-solving skills that'll help in life situations far beyond roller derby. Many of our skaters here in the adult league are, in fact, graduates of the Minor Assaults program. Many of them, Hugs and Stitches. Wow, I don't even know all of you Dias out there right now. I'd have to put my glasses on, Pikachu. Anyhow, if you would like to see what all the fun is about, come check out any Arizona Derby Dame. Ask anybody with skate gear on, and ask them how to get involved with the Minor Assaults.
Okay, and if you're hungry, we've got Detroit Coney Cruiser, Phoenix's original Detroit Coney food truck, serving the finest conies in the valley with our Detroit family vibe, bringing a taste of the D to AZ.
Definitely check out our food truck during halftime or between bouts. We have a 30-minute intermission. Great time to go check out the food truck. And always, as always, don't forget another one of our longtime league sponsors, Siphon Draw Apothecary. All natural, non-toxic, handcrafted skincare products made by our very own member of the regulators, Dali de los Muertos. I'm not only a person who reads ads for Siphon Draw, I love their products. Liquid Lizard Lips is fantastic. Visit siphondraw.com for their incredible products. I'd even let you kiss me on the mouth, but ask Freya Hugs first. Looks like the timeout has come to a close, ostensibly. We've got Baby at the jammer line for the Brides.
And Slappy Go Lucky for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Looks like, oops, Slappy's weaving around and it's out. Coming around for that first scoring pass.
Slappy out once again. That's the third time Slappy's gotten lead jammer for the Scrappers, and I want to say out of like maybe 4 times the Scrappers have gotten lead jam so far, Slappy's really been all the offense. So now Slappy to the back of the pack, and there goes Baby, getting that last blocker pushed out of play.
Slappy still making way, and called it off.
Calling it off. All right, this is going to be jamming for the first time this evening. Number 151, Ash Smash'em for the Runaway Brides.
And we got number 96, All of You Die for the Scrappers.
Ash just got dumped on the infield, flat on her face. I'm not sure who delivered that block. But Ash
Olive's
now
trying to make her way through the high there. Couple of brides stopping.
And meanwhile, with a full head of steam, there came 2 Brides blockers like a pair of fullbacks, and then Ash Smash'em right behind him going to daylight. So Ash now up to the pack. They actually kind of grinds to a halt. There's even a break between songs and the music right now. That's so weird.
Left jammer.
There we go. Ash finishing off the scoring pass for the Brides. Olive now stuck at the back of the pack, and Olive's going to try to play jammer defense, being stuck back there. Ends up not having to. Olive tries to go up and then kind of pulls the string at the last second. 5 points for the Brides.
And on the jammer line for the Brides, we've got 616 Antifa.
Your Scrappers jammer is number 23, Murder Mittens. It's like I know that because of her skirt. I can't see her number. There she goes. Murder Mittens now approaching the pack. You know, both of these skaters, Antifa and Murder Mittens, both skate for the Coffin Draggers. That's their day jobs. They're both subbing in here.
Oh, we
There
might
goes
have
Murder.
a little bit of a jammer race here.
This is very fun. This 2 teammates trying to chase each other down right now. Murder Mittens getting back to the pack. Both longtime skaters here, too. That's not even their first skater names I knew them as, neither of them. Murder Mittens dashing through the pack and finishes off the scoring pass and calls it off. That was just really amusing to me as a fan of this league, is watching 2 Coffin Draggers try to chase each other down in a jammer race.
On the jammer line for the Scrappers, we've got number 13, Hugs and Stitches.
Your jammer for the Brides is Lightning the Queen. And they're both kind of approaching the pack nice and slow. Stitches gets routed off to the infield. And there was a big collision, though. Stitches was just about to get clear and ran into a Runaway Bride. I was just about to say Stitches out and clear, and then all of a sudden somebody's butt just got in the way. I'm not sure. But there it goes, Lightning out the front of the pack instead. So Lightning's your lead jammer for the Brides. Huge collision back here again. Runaway Brides bench is shouting out all kinds of instructions with Lightning coming in. 10 seconds to go in the jam. Lightning coasts through and calls it off after finishing the scoring pass.
On the jammer line for the Brides, we got 192 again, Baby.
That's going to be Slappy Go Lucky for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Slappy up to the outside. There goes Slappy again. 4th jam in a row that Slappy has gotten lead jammer. Slappy's your lead jammer for the Scrappers.
Baby's trying to make her way through the pack at the high there.
Now here's Slappy Go Lucky trying to get by Al Annihilate Ya, and does so with some help from Murder Mittens. And once again, if you're a fan of this league, watching a skater who just graduated from the minor assaults running into Al Annihilate Ya is extremely funny.
Slappy coming around, meeting up with the bride's wall there.
Kind of grinds to a halt. You hear some toe stops grinding along the Formica on the track there. 6 seconds to go in the jam. Slappy routed down to the infield. Slappy's just trying to shove their hips in front of a couple of people and pick up some points, and that's going to do it for the jam. Al Annihilate had announced with me in the last bout, had commented that Al hates playing against former minor assaults because they take out all their coaching angst on her every time. And yeah, that time, it was just funny watching Slappy just smashing into Al as hard as they could, and Al just not moving. So it's extremely fun watching skaters who have been in the minor assaults and getting into the big league and going against their former coaches. 4:35 to go until halftime. We've got Cherry Kiss for the Runaway Brides.
And Sandra Slay O'Connor for the Scrappers.
And Cherry bobs and weaves and dips right through the pack. Cherry's your lead jammer for the Brides.
Sandra's out for the Scrappers, coming around.
So Sandy gets out, is going to try to keep this to one scoring pass. Ooh, Cherry Kiss just got drilled. That was Pikachu at the back of the pack throwing one heck of a block right into Cherry's clavicle. I'm across the track, and that hurt me. Here an arms penalty very vigorously announced from the infield. All right, so 3 points for the Brides there. It's slightly under 4 minutes to go till halftime.
On the line for the Scrappers is number 13, Hugs and Stitches.
And you've got Baby on the jammer line for the Brides. Stitches has got, wow, Stitches just drives Baby right up into the rail. And Baby, unfazed, is already to the front of the pack and already out. Stitches, woo, look at that. How did Stitches get around? My goodness, Stitches just put an okey doke on Al Annihilation that would have, woo. It's like they say in soccer, oh, it's a nutmeg. What a nutmeg by Hugs and Stitches. That was some kind of move back there, man. I'm going to watch that later on Twitch. By the way, don't forget, Derby Dames live streamed on Twitch, twitch.tv. If you see anything in the bout that you absolutely can't believe, it's all archived on Twitch. Go back and watch it from another angle. Cherry Kiss now on the jammer line for the Runaway Brides.
And all of you die again for the Scrappers.
That move by Hugs and Stitches in the backstretch with some and one mixtape stuff. Hoo-wee. I just about ran out of here.
Both jammers are trying to get through, trying to make it through. The pack is so tight.
Absolutely. A whole lot of bodies crammed into not a lot of space. If this was Time Cop, you better hope that none of them are from the different time periods and they're the same person. Nobody's going to get that.
Cherry Kiss is out, coming around.
Cherry Kiss is out. Olive now to the front of the pack, but is going to get driven up into the rail by Lightning. Gets joined by Tequila there. Now here comes Cherry, right up to the pack. Finds an opening, gets to the inside of, let's see who that was. Well, I don't want to call them out. Gets right to the inside there and ducked around that last block Cherry did, finishing the scoring pass.
Olive's fighting. She's got 3 brides she's trying to get through. Oh, wait.
Cherry along the inside. Cherry just finishes off that scoring pass. Scrappers now at the back of the pack. Olive is going to Olive runs up to play some defense on Cherry, and Cherry gets through the block. And Olive's going to finish off. Olive did take off that star cover, but never ended up passing it. All right, there we go. Just over a minute to go until halftime. We got a jammer race. Oh, no, not a jammer race. Al trying to block, and Al's out of play. That's number 333. That's Bedbugs Bunny. That's Bugs' first jam of the night for the Schoolyard Scrappers. There we are. We were taking a second and discussing the mechanics of a star pass and how to announce that, and I completely forgot to give Bedbugs Bunny their love. Bugs finishing off a scoring pass for the Scrappers. There goes Bugs. Bugs up now. Bugs is going to fight their way through. Look at that. Scoring pass for Bugs. It's D&D's Nuts for the Brides. It's kind of held in the pack. 7 seconds to go, and Bugs is trying to get around and catch the pack if possible. 3 seconds. Up to the run up there and just trying to stick some hips in front of people. Let's check that last scoring pass, I mean. Of course, in roller derby, you get the points when you get your hips in front of somebody. We'll check on the score from the infield. I thought I saw one flash of the headlights. We're checking it. All right, gonna come up here. We'll be quiet for a moment. All right, official timeout. You had to shut the mics off there just for a moment while the jam ref came up to talk to the eye in the sky. That, of course, is that's the two-skater team that handles all the scoring. So a brief discussion. It just wrapped up, but while it was wrapping up, head referee Lollipop had already called an official timeout.
Tucci's Touch Massage specializes in deep tissue, trigger point therapy, and much more. Come visit their booth and get a free 10-minute chair massage tonight. And don't forget to enter the raffle to win a 30-minute in-home massage.
Tucci's Touch, wonderful, wonderful service. That ended up being, by the way, 14 huge points for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Am I right? Absolutely. Bedbugs Bunny with an offensive explosion right here before halftime. There's no time on the quarter clock. But this is the last jam of the second quarter because the quarter clock expired during downtime. So meanwhile, we're going to have, let's see, that's Ash Smash'em for the Brides and Sandra Slay O'Connor for the Scrappers. And now, there we go. We have a successful star pass by the Scrappers. Sandy takes it off and hands it over to, let's see, that's Stitches again, taking over as jammer of record for the Scrappers. So, Stitches is your lead jammer and gets blocked off to the infield.
And it looks like the Brides' jammer, Ash Smash'em, is caught behind some blue there at the back.
Stitches trying to get through, tries to drive through a block. Cherry Kiss loses her balance but stays upright. And now Sandy, the former jammer, is trying to clear a path for Stitches. Here comes Ash. And Ash is going to weave through. And Stitches calls it off. Checking the score there. There we go. 4 more points for the Scrappers right there at the end of the second quarter. So the Schoolyard Scrappers put 17 points on the board in the last 2 jams of the second quarter. We will take a halftime break. 15-minute halftime break. Right now the Runaway Brides 112, Schoolyard Scrappers 43. All right, Derby fans. Looks like we're about ready to call it into the halftime festivities. Regulators are there talking on the infield and going over some notes before the beginning of the second half. Right now it's 112 to 43. Runaway Brides in front. Don't forget after this bout to stick around. We got a 30-minute intermission, and then it'll be the Bombshells versus the Doomsday Valkyries. We'd like to give you some league standing information to kind of tell you what everybody's playing here for as we're getting into the midway point of the season. This is the Bride's second bout. The Valkyries tonight, or is this the Bride's? Well, I'll have to check on that. Anyway, I do know for sure, well, I'll have to check on this being the Bride's first or second bout, but the Brides are undefeated either way. If the Brides win here, they will be in first place. What that means, however, is that the competition tonight between the Bombshells and the Valkyries, this I'm right about. The Bombshells and the Valkyries tonight, the winner of that game is going to be 2-1, and the winner of that game will be second in the standings. It'll be the Brides and then either the Bombshells or the Valkyries in the standings after the second bout tonight. So there's a lot of standings personmanship here going on. Here we go. We're getting underway with Baby for the Brides.
And Sandra Slay O'Connor for the Scrappers.
A very small pack out there, obviously. There must have been a ton of penalties in the last jam. There's the minimum. There's 2 blockers. Well, not the minimum. It'd be a minimum if this was a power jam. But there's only 2 blockers for each side, so the penalty box is chock full. And as you can see, there goes Baby finishing a scoring pass. Sandy's still fighting to get out, getting some assistance there from the other 2 members of the team.
Baby's coming around for another scoring pass here. Meeting with a little opposition.
It was an excellent defensive effort there at the back of the pack by Aunt Tifa. Just kind of drove a shoulder into Sandra Slay O'Connor and held her up. Looks like Sandy now is going to wait to play defense at the back of the pack. And I see Stitches trying to get out the front. It looks like everybody's aware now. Stitches was going to take over as jammer of record, but never got the star cover on. So ends up being all academic at that point. 2 full scoring passes for Baby. It's another 53 passes, pardon me. That's why I'm not a regulator. I can't count. 15 points for the Runaway Brides there. Excellent jam for Baby.
And we've got Cherry Kiss on the line for the Runaway Brides.
Slappy Go Lucky for the Scrappers. Scrappy Go Lucky. Okay. Well, we got a timeout. It's Freya Hugs, and Freya says that the timeout is an official timeout. There we go. OTO, talk about some goings on there in the previous bout. Look at me with my proper English. Me talk good.
Can I just say how much I love Freya's little dancing whenever there's a timeout?
There you go. Exactly. It's a Freya Hugs dance party.
I love that. And Slappy Go Lucky's also been dancing tonight too, so.
As far as dancing at bouts, I think it's going to be it'll be a competition between Freya Hugs, Scrim Reaper, and Ruby. Ruby, the younger sibling of Rainbow Crash. Ruby boogies, and it is great. And they have pom-poms. So, a lot of dancing. I appreciate that you like Freya Hugs' dancing out there. That's wonderful. I think her hair looks particularly nice tonight, not just because I applied the spritz. I don't know what it is. She called it something. The bottle said wow, and I don't know. She put like a gallon of it in her hair, but her hair looks really pretty, and I told her as much. So if you talk to Freya during the break, tell her hair's pretty, and then tell her I made you say that because it'll make her laugh. Back to it. It's still Cherry Kiss and Slappy Go Lucky after the timeout. No adjustments to the pack, so wasn't any penalties to discuss there.
They're both fighting to get out too. Again, the pack is really, really tight, making it tough for the jammers to really get out.
Cherry tries the inside. Slappy tries the inside. Slappy takes a big block from Lightning the Queen.
And Cherry's still behind the blue wall there at the back of the pack, so trying to fight her way out.
Yeah, still just kind of everybody trying to get through here. Pack coming by us. And there goes Cherry. Cherry's able to get out. The last blocker there, that was Murder Mittens that Cherry got by. Murder Mittens must have been just out of play. Hard block along the inside. We're still looking for Slappy. Slappy not able to get out this time. It had been a solid run of Slappy getting lead jammer each time, and that's the first time in 5 jams that Slappy didn't get lead jammer for the Scrappers. Cherry did. Cherry gets a scoring pass. Cherry calls it off.
Okay. On the line for the Scrappers, we've got Olive Udai. And it's a power jam.
Whip the crowd up. Yeah, just be like, let's hear it, Scrappers fans.
Let's hear it, Scrappers fans. Come on, I said it's a power jam.
And it's a timeout.
That was okay. That was okay. But you know what? Let's get a little bit more enthusiastic when they get back on the line.
Yeah,
How
next
about that?
time. Yeah, it's great. You'll get another chance at it. All right. Well, everybody heard that. It's a timeout. And the thing about it is to the regulators, the team that's wearing maroon is actually the white team. So, but again, that's not why I'm a regulator. I'm not a regulator. So, timeout, Runaway Brides. They're going to take a team timeout to discuss what to do in this power jam. 131-43. Brides in front right now with exactly 12 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Does all this roller derby action have you amped up and you don't want the night to end? That's not rhetorical. Are you amped up and don't want the night to end? Join us at the Boycott Bar on the corner of Glen Rosa and 7th Avenue for our after party. We hope to see you there.
Don't forget also that our bouts are streamed on Twitch. You can follow the league on Twitch. You can subscribe. A Twitch subscription costs like $5.75 for a month, and it supports the league and drives up our visibility, of course, because everything's driven by the algorithms.
Okay, Scrappers fans, once again, Power Jam! All right, we've got Olive kind of weaving her way through here, trying to make the most of the time she's got. Brides are building kind of a wall for her, though, that she's going to have to get through. Here she goes on the high. Let's see how this works out for her.
What a fast-moving pack. I love that if this was the first roller derby jam you've ever seen, you would just think that it's a race and that the brides are in front. 20 seconds to go in the power jam. So far, the brides are controlling the pace of play. The Scrappers are trying to get a blocker. Now the Scrappers are trying to get the pack separated so that they can stop the pace of play and get Olive clear. There goes Olive trying to get around. You saw they're just running out of time. So excellent defense by the Runaway Brides. No points on the power jam.
And for the Scrappers, we've got 310 Metal Anarchist. Full Metal Anarchist. Sorry about that.
That's going to be Pee Wee Vermin for the Brides. Metal, wow, right along the inside. Metal gets out for the Scrappers.
Metal is fully out of the pack.
Pee Wee Vermin gets out for the Brides. Try to keep this to one scoring pass for the Scrappers. Trying to fight through, and Metal gets knocked off to the infield. It's going to be a race for Metal to get back up and reestablish, and does. Metal gets up behind the pack to call it off. All right, ends up being 3 points for the Scrappers there. 131-46. Brides are in front with 9:45 to go in the third quarter.
Cherry Kiss back on the line for the Runaway Brides.
It's going to be All of You Die for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Both starting well behind the line. Trying to find, Cherry goes to the inside but runs out of real estate. Olive was going to go up on the rail and didn't really have an opening. Cherry with a big block there, Hugs and Stitches. Hugs and Stitches delivering the justice with the hip. Now trying to get through is Olive, and Olive clears along
Olive
the
is
inside. This gets around Kitch. Kitch was trying to close the door. Olive avoids the derriere, and there goes Cherry Kiss. So Cherry's out in front to try to keep this to one scoring pass for Olive.
Olive's weaving her way through, trying to get through a couple of, whoop. Okay, and it's off.
Olive calls it off mid-pack. Ends up being 3 points for the 3 points for the Scrappers. Of course, when you're scoring points, if you get your hips in front of somebody, you don't lose that point if they then go back by you. So that's how the score was 3 points, even though they were facing a wall of 3 skaters. Roller derby. Right now, we got 8:30 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be slappy-go-lucky for the Schoolyard Scrappers.
And we got D&D's Nuts for Runaway Brides.
Slappy tries to find an opening along the inside, but a good just kind of little
We got a
rerouting.
little pile up there.
Yeah, a little rerouting there by one of the blockers for the Brides. Let's see who that was trying to get up in the way. Number of that in a second. And there goes D&D along the
Nuts is
inside.
out, yeah.
D gets through. Lead jammer for the Brides.
Slappy Go Lucky getting a little hung up there.
Now Slappy's going to square up at the back of the pack.
Oh.
Big block by Bitch Please at the back of the pack. What a block. Really just kind of did the jiu-jitsu move and let D's momentum take him right through and just tumbled over. 10 seconds left in this jam. Another block. BP along coming and doing another block all the way down to the inside. Good defensive effort by Bitch Please there coming into the far turn. And we are going to have a power jam for the Runaway Brides. It's a rare penalty that I could hear being called out over the hubbub of announcing. Slappy Go Lucky picking up a penalty. It'll be Cherry Kiss with the power jam for the Runaway Brides. Of course, as this is one of the first times you're watching the Runaway Brides, trivia fact, right now on the team is a mother and 2 of her daughters, Novocaine and her daughters Cherry Kiss and Lightning the Queen. Kind of form the core of the team at the moment, and there goes Cherry, meanwhile, with 50 seconds left in the power jam, getting clear.
Cherry's coming around for that scoring pass, and it looks like Schoolyard Scrappers have got a little bit of a wall built up here, a little bit. Cherry's gotten through. She's coming around to see if she can collect some more points. Weaving right through. The Blues giving her a little opposition there. Pack's regrouping, waiting for Cherry to come around again for another scoring pass. But they're moving.
Scrappers were able that time to get everybody together at the front, so now they're just going to try to push the pack on. One Scrapper took a tumble back there at the back of the pack, so Cherry gets that point on that pass. Checking from Jam Ref Rainbow Crash. That's 10 points for the Brides. 10-point power jam for Cherry Kiss.
For the Scrappers, we got number 17, Bitch Please.
Here we go, Bitch Please, jamming for the first time in a while. It's Maximum Overdrive for the Brides. So there goes Max. Max just kind of working their way through the pack. Gets on out, and Max is your lead jammer for the Runaway Brides.
Bitch Please is caught up a little bit there. Behind a wall, trying to worm their way through, and they're out.
Now catching up to the pack, and there goes Max, just kind of dispatched a Scrapper's blocker, but then got sort of redirected off the track, and then somebody from the bench, I believe they said call it. I think that's what I heard. And Max did so. The jam is called. 4 points for the Runaway Brides, 149 to 49. And somebody's got a jammer penalty. And it looks like we're going to have a power jam for the Schoolyard Scrappers is what we're going to have. There we go. Look at that. You see you got them all prepped this time. I barely had to do that. That's easy. Thank you. You did the hard work. Sandra Slay O'Connor. Interesting. I mean, in honor of the recently deceased fantastic person overall And secondly, Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, if I may say so myself, with all deepest, dewest respect for one of the most famous Arizonans, Sandra Slay O'Connor now, which
She's
again, as an
doing-
sorry, go ahead.
No, she's doing her a fine honor this evening, playing like she is, persistent, tough.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and a great name for an Arizona-based roller derby skater, too. So Sandy, though, gets blocked to the inside, catches up now. There's 22 seconds left in the Power Jam as we get back to, announcing the action, not musing on great Arizonans. Sandy gets those last blockers finally pushed out of the way, and really what happened is at the back of the pack, Sandy's blockers had that last blocker far enough back. So now here comes Sandy with 5 seconds left, catches up to that wall and just tries to go up high. You can see Sandy just trying to angle that left hip in front of as many skaters as she can. Checking on the score. Sandy on that scoring pass gets 4 of the 5. 4 points for Sandy. 4 hard-fought points there on that scoring pass, too.
For the scrappers, we've got Slappy Go Lucky again on the jammer line.
And that's Pee Wee Vermin for the brides. There goes Slappy. Wow. There goes Slappy again. I want to say 9 jams for Slappy and 6 lead jams out of probably 11 for the scrappers. So
Pee Wee Vermin fighting to get out.
yeah, absolutely. Here I am trying to do stats. Meanwhile, Slappy Go Luck. No, I mean, obviously, even to the untrained eye, Slappy's had a really great night offensively for the scrappers. Really, I think Slappy is probably in the early lead for MVJ for the scrappers tonight, I'd say. Really great. I mean, just really great by Slappy getting out each time. Anyhow, 3 more points for the scrappers there. That's going to be Lightning the Queen for the Runaway Brides. 95.
And all of you die for the scrappers.
96. Yeah, they're sequential. And Lightning down to the inside kind of had a huge opening down there. Lightning dashes through lead jammer for the Brides.
Lightning coming around for that scoring pass.
Olive gets out, so
Olive's
Olive's
hot
going
on
to
the
try to keep.
trail, yeah.
Olive's going to keep this to 1 attempt, basically, for Lightning. So here comes Lightning to the front of the pack.
Calls it off.
Lightning coming through. That's 2 former minor assaults that know how to hit, and they kind of collided there in sort of a large collision, and then Lightning just drifted by, and that's sort of like a stalemate, I think. Anyway, Lightning to the penalty box. 4 more points for the Brides. 153-56.
And we've got maximum overdrive for the Runaway Brides, and I believe that's Bitch Please again for the scrappers.
It is, indeed. And Max down to the inside. Max is out. Max is your lead jammer for the Brides.
Bitch Please fighting against a couple brides there.
Bitch Please at the front of the pack had fought through 2 blockers, but now picks up Aunt Tifa as a blocker. BP's going to fight through,
and
then
she's out.
able to dash by. Kind of got by there. I'm not entirely sure if the blocker is out of play. I think Bitch Please just kind of waited for an opening. So now Bitch Please is catching up. Max, after running a little more time off the clock, calls it off. All right, ends up being 4 more points for the Brides. Pretty standard jam. We're going to have Lightning the Queen once again for the Runaway Brides here.
And number 13, Hugs and Stitches for the scrappers. One of the many visits to the jammer line that Hugs and Stitches has had tonight.
Right. Plus, Stitches has taken over twice as jammer after not starting on the jammer line. That's how hungry for jamming she is.
Oh, and both jammers looks like they want to fight each other.
Well, Stitches was playing very good blocker defense at the back of the pack and then tried to kind of spring off that and take off. Fighting through both jammers at the front. There goes Lightning. Lightning gets out lead jammer for the Runaway
Stitches is still
Brides.
kind of hung up at the back there, but moving fast. Coming out.
Well, Lightning's trying to tighten an elbow pad. I saw Lightning drifting backwards and might be, I'm not sure, holding that elbow down at an odd angle and calls it off. All right, 2 points for the Runaway Brides. Checking in here. Waiting for word, and there we go. Now we're going to head to quarter break. All right. Just had to wait for, we had to wait for the officials to make it official. Could have been a challenge or something along those lines. So yeah, there we go. Freya Hugs never fails to let us know when it starts. Here in the city, and we highly endorse and encourage you to check out their bouts as well. Flat track roller derby is exactly what it sounds like. You basically can set it up on a basketball court with tape if you wanted to. It's pretty straightforward. There's Arizona Roller Derby, AZRD. There's the Arizona Roller Girls. There's Phoenix Roller Derby. I mean, I'm not that knowledgeable on the subject, but there are. Yeah, exactly. So several leagues that we people that watch frequently and we love. If you're watching on the live stream, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting us, and I do what I can to tell people to come check your bouts out. I've announced for many of the other leagues in town at other flat track bouts, and it's always a hoot, and then trying to learn rules on the fly and saying, I don't know what's happening, and then somebody whispers a rule in my ear, and I go, oh, why is that skater going backwards? Oh, that's me announcing at flat track bouts. So we're about ready to start the quarter break. But, yeah, just kind of musing on the mic here. But, yeah, definitely check out Flat Track Roller Derby, too. It's so much fun. There's so many leagues. A lot of the skaters that skate, here also skate flat track. So definitely a lot of fun to check out. We're going to start things here in the fourth quarter.
With a power jam. All of you die is going to take this one. Number 96. Come on, give him some love. And she's off. She's looking for that hole in the pack here to slip through. Oh, she's sliding on by. Oh, wait, got knocked off into the infield. Here she goes.
I was going to say roller derby rules thing, but yeah, you saw Olive get blocked off onto the infield, but then Baby came off too. If your blocker also comes off the infield, you get to just get right up and keep on going. That's what you saw there.
Oh, Olive getting caught there by a couple of brides up against the rail onto the infield. But she's not giving in. And she's out. Coming around for a scoring pass.
Olive catching up and trying to weave through. There's just a couple of 2 seconds left. And that's it. And Olive just ducked by the end of the pack there right at the end. Let's check and see if Olive got all the points on that last scoring pass. 9, almost. Olive got, that was split second, but Olive gets 4 of the 5 points on that last scoring pass. 9 points for the Scrappers. Nice output on that power jam.
And we've got 310 Full Metal Anarchists for the Scrappers on the jammer line, and Cherry Kiss.
Cherry Kiss well behind the jammer line as always. Hollywood's not here tonight, but you would see that Hollywood, who is Cherry Kiss's aunt, they start the next zip code.
Cherry's out of the pack, coming around for a scoring pass.
Full Metal Anarchist is going to be along the inside, and you saw Bitch Please come up there to try to block, and Lightning McQueen just, wow.
Cherry just flies by on her way out.
Sandra Slay O'Connor just missed her, and that would have been a collision for the ages. That would have been violent at the speed Cherry was going. Wowzers. Anyway, getting out of the pack is Metal now and trying to catch back up to the pack. Cherry had finished off the scoring pass and is now going to try to chase Metal down. Cherry really puts the hammer down there, really trying to catch up. Metal was aware, though. Metal tries to get that point at the back of the pack, and we'll see if it happened, and it did not. No points on the jam for the Scrappers, 9 points for the Brides. We got sequentially numbered jammers again. We got number 12 for the Runaway Brides, Maximum Overdrive.
And 13, Hugs and Stitches.
Right, now we just got to get number 19, Kitsch, and number 20.
And Maximum Overdrive is out.
Thank you, as always. I love when somebody's announcing. I'm over cracking jokes and they interrupt me to say, oh yeah, things are happening in roller derby. Shut up, Clofton. It was going to be a jammer race. Both jammers did get out. Max gets, we're going to check with the Canadian judge. I think that's going to be minus 0.2 of a point for the dismount.
Actually, I like the dismount. I like the slide.
Right, yeah, exactly. The slide down on the butt. That was, you know what I mean?
It looked fun.
Exactly. Canadian judge says we'll add back 0.1 of a point for the deductions. Ends up being no points for either side. That's going to be Sandra Slay O'Connor for the Scrappers.
And co-captain for the Brides, Cherry Kiss, who takes a little bit of a tumble there behind some blue.
Big collision. A whole lot of collateral damage there. Out the front of the pack goes Cherry Kiss. Getting up off the track are 4 different skaters. And Sandy almost gets out but gets blocked to the infield, and her momentum takes her well ahead of the pack.
Cherry's coming around for another pass.
Sandy's still fighting, and now at the back of the pack. Now Sandy's going to try to play some jammer defense. Gets up and at least kind of helps to affect. Big block there, friendly fire. Cherry Kiss just runs square into Astro Thought. You know, that'll happen on the track. You sometimes really, physics being what they are, you can't really avoid people sometimes. That was a heck of a collision between teammates. We got 9 points there for the Runaway Brides. It's going to be 10:30 to go until the end of regulation.
We've got number 17, Bitch Please, for the Schoolyard Scrappers on the jammer line.
And we've got Pee Wee Vermin on the jammer line, whose number on the back of her jersey is fluttering in the breeze and changes every time I look at it. I'm kidding, it's 7780. You got one of the fans here going in the, you wouldn't think on a night with beautiful weather like this, but yeah, it gets hot fast when there's a lot of people breathing out a lot of hot carbon dioxide in here. Getting around a fallen blocker, look at that, it was a big fall at the front of the pack. And Bitch Please gets out for the Scrappers.
Pee Wee Vermin still looking for that spot to get out. Blue's blocking really well.
Humongous collision, my goodness. Both 5 skaters down. Half the pack went down there, and they all went down hard. I think a couple of them hit the infield. And that, let me tell you, I know from doing theater that, like, when you fall on a stage, i.e. the track, then there goes getting out of the pack is Bitch Please. But when you fall on the track versus falling on the concrete, like, at least the track absorbs some of the energy. Concrete reflects all the energy directly back into your bones. Falling on concrete is awful. That was a heck of a collision right there.
So
I'm glad everybody's okay.
Basically, you're saying it's not recommended.
Yeah.
Try not to fall on the infield.
Try to the track will at least give. Anyway, a lot of penalties there were assessed, and it looks like we had a penalty on the Scrappers jammer. They did score 5 points, but it's going to be a power jam for the Brides.
And we got Cherry Kiss.
Yeah. Cherry Kiss just gets further back every time. Eventually, like if this game goes to overtime, Cherry will be starting from the snack bar. So Cherry quickly up to the pack. Scrappers are giving her a hard time, but at the front of the pack with a pivot stripe on, that was Lightning McQueen and said, "Come this way, sis." By the way, Lightning's the older sibling. I just thought Lightning would want me to point that out. Now, Cherry ducks around the insides, kind of trying to dance along on her toe blocks, and doesn't quite execute the pass. Stitch is there to block her out. And there's Stitches.
That was
and
a
Cherry.
nice block from Stitches.
Very nice block from Stitches, and the funny part was that you may not have been able to see it from a distance, but it was right in front of us. Cherry turned and said something, and Stitches smiled and patted her on the back, so I don't know what they exchanged, but a very hard block from Stitches into Cherry, so just good sportspersonship between the two of them. There's 1 second left, and now no seconds left. Yeah, you can kind of tell, like, it's sort of a, there you go, perfect. So there we are into this jam. That's D&D's Nuts for the Runaway Brides at the back of the pack. Jammer for the Scrappers is running around the outside. Jammer for the Scrappers is that Stitches? No, that's
No.
number 18, Embezzlement. That's M's first time taking over as jammer for the Schoolyard Scrappers. That's why I couldn't tell who it was, as I haven't seen him up close. So now M on a scoring pass is going to get blocked off. Excellent star pass by the Schoolyard Scrappers.
Big hit.
Look out. Goodness me. All right, now here comes Embezzlement. M now is going to catch up to the pack and get through. We'll see. And 1 second left, and that's it. All right, we rolled into an official timeout here, obviously. We're just talking about some of the goings on there. It was a really violent collision. Maximum hover drive was airborne. I mean airborne with, skates and hands up in the air and just hit the ground on her spine. Oofda. And then just rolled over and got back up to the pack. Currently sitting in the penalty box because you pick up a penalty doing that, apparently. Doing a backflip off the track. No, I don't know what the penalty was, but looks like Max is all right. Max is right now talking to one of the medics there on the track. Just making sure after a collision like that everything's still put together and pointing the right way. We always say about our volunteer medics that we hope they're not pressed into service at any point in the night and they just get to be real close to roller derby. But when our volunteer medics are pressed into service, they do so quickly and they are very good. And I would love a round of applause for our medical volunteers because they are fantastic. And they help keep our skaters safe going around that track. Like I said, you saw them spring into action right away when there was a question if Max took too hard of a hit.
And it looks like we got another power jam for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Pikachu 172.
That's your team captain for the Scrappers out there with the power jam.
Let's hear it, Scrapper fans.
Absolutely. Peak is shaking through, and Peak is out and clear, and now an active scorer.
Pikachu coming around for a scoring pass. Ooh.
All right.
Took a little bit of a hit there, but they're back up, ready to go. Trying to...
Pack makes their way down through the turns. 15 seconds left. Peak's trying to fight through at the front of the pack. He's going to get blocked a couple of times here. He gets blocked off. Antifa's going to bring her to, and Peak gets up and calls it off. All right, so everybody is ready to go after that. No points in that jam, of course. Excellent defense by the Runaway Brides.
And it looks like we got Ash Smash'em for the Brides jamming.
There's Ash Smash'em, and your jammer for the Scrappers is Scrappy Go Lucky, ducking down to the inside. Scrappy Slappy is trying to get by along the front of the pack and just kind of climbs along the rail until they get out. Wow, excellent move.
Scrappiness pays off. Coming around for a scoring pass.
Ash was trying to fight along the inside, and Hugs and Stitches closed the door, so now here comes Slappy once again. Slappy just trying to tie up MVJ for the Scrappers tonight, fighting to get through at the front of the pack.
The Brides are tying them up pretty good.
Ash is well behind now and looking for an opening, just kind of waited to see what developed in front of her. Now he's going to run into Stitches, and Stitches escorts Ash to the infield. And that'll do it for the jam. All right, we've got 3:33 to go in the jam. That's also Bedbugs Bunny's number. Ha ha ha. 3:33 to go. Jam, excuse me. 3:33 to go in regulation. It's 190.85. We have got Astro Thought for the Brides.
And Sandra Slay O'Connor for the Scrappers.
Sandy's fighting along at the front of the pack, but loses her blocker. Those murder mittens. Astro, I just saw blast by and then get smacked into the ground along the infield. So, more hard-fought action here. Obviously, it may be late in the game, but both teams still gritting and gutting it out there. Astro again, down to the infield.
Both jammers still trying to get out of the pack here.
Yeah, still trying to fight through. Astro now is getting routed down along the inside.
Bumped off onto the infield there. Sandra Slay O'Connor making her way to the front, and they're out.
There's Astro getting out as well. Sandy took over put the star back on, excuse me. Sandy had the star in her hand for like 40 seconds and then was finally able to get out and oh goodness! Just tries to duck by Cherry Kiss before going off. Knew she was going to get drilled. Let's see if she got the point. Sandy did. 1 point for Sandy at the back end there. That's the tough point, too. That's the point you put on your wall. Just running into somebody when you're going to get iced.
On the jammer line, we've got number 12, Maximum Hover Drive.
And I hear somebody yelling Power O.
Oh.
Let's check it out. There we go.
Okay.
Down comes Maximum Hover Drive.
I take it back.
No, there's a whole lot of lookout. My goodness. It's going to be a timeout. All right, so basically it looked like number 226 was just about to jam for the first time, and then it's a power jam, so they were going to send Murder Mittens up. Now the Runaway Brides are challenging, so it's our first challenge of the evening. And we'll get you some sponsor readouts here momentarily. What's going to happen here is it's just like a challenge at football or VAR in soccer, except our challenges don't ruin things like VAR does. Anyhow, well, they're going to get the regulators are going to gather there on the back straightaway after both coaches here advise of what's going on, and then regulators will discuss it, and we'll find out what happened. So at the moment, as we have a stoppage in play, we're closing in on the end of regulation. It's 190 to 86. The Brides are challenging. We don't know what yet, but one would assume they're challenging the penalty on their jammer and trying to stop this from being a Schoolyard Scrappers power jam. Back to the action in just a moment. All right, Derby fans, don't forget, intermission's coming up pretty soon. I mean, that's not exciting. The roller derby is exciting. Intermission's the sucky part. Anyway, our food truck outside is the Detroit Coney Cruiser. My goodness, it's Phoenix's original Detroit Coney food truck. The finest conies in the valley. If you don't know what a coney is, it's a chili dog with cheese. It's kind of a chili cheese dog, and it's delicious. Fantastic food outside. Avail yourself of that wonderful food opportunity between the two bouts. So the challenge is over. Mama Seidel came up and let us know that the penalty is upheld. The challenge is unsuccessful, and the Brides, even though it's kind of academic at this point, the Brides no longer have any challenges or timeouts remaining for the final 153 of this bout. It's legally required for me to announce that. Anyway, yeah, like I said, it was wrapped up. That's what she came up and you upheld. And then that would have been if it's overturned. All right, so at the end of all that, it was a cut track penalty on Astrothought, and the penalty was upheld, so we do have a power jam for the Schoolyard Scrappers. There we go, there we go.
Yes, that's right. Power jam.
And let's hear it from any Coffin Draggers fans in the house, because it's Murder Mittens at the jammer line. Murder Mittens, a lot of our home teams right now, as we're kind of getting our feet back under us, as everybody is after the lockdown and pandemic, a lot of our home teams, basically you have to have X number of skaters, so we have subs that come in. In fact, there we go again with Murder Mittens versus Antifa. Antifa's the team captain of the Coffin Draggers. Anyhow, back to the action.
Mittens is coming around for a scoring pass. Oh, bumped out onto the infield by 92, Baby.
Not only a jammer.
Nice block for Baby. Mittens still got out though, and is coming around again. And Tifa tried to give Mittens a little bit of a go, but Mittens got out, coming around again.
Closing in, trying to catch up, getting up to the pack. Kind of runs into Aunt Tifa right there at the end. We'll see if that was a point. However, we did hear that there was a cut track penalty on Murder Mittens, so we'll check the score. 14 points for the Schoolyard Scrappers. Schoolyard Scrappers are at 100 points. Schoolyard Scrappers hit 100 exactly. So it was a penalty, as I mentioned, on Murder Mittens. So basically, the last jam of the night is going to be a power jam for the Runaway Brides.
And it's going to be Cherry Kiss.
It is going to be Cherry Kiss. All right, we got some changing of people out there. And Coach Troy McClure coming up and having some people. Now we've got Astrothought coming down. And the jam is underway. There we go. So, there's 20 seconds left on the quarter clock, 54 seconds left on the jam clock, and Cherry Kiss is out and clear.
Okay. Coming around for a scoring pass. It looks like the Scrappers are building a wall, though, to hold her back a little bit there. She slips through, comes around.
All right, there it was. Cherry Kiss calls it off, heading down the straightaway once the quarter clock had expired. The Runaway Brides are content to probably end this one. We'll check it out. We'll check on penalties here, see if there's going to be a penalty jam or not. I'll bother with explaining that if there is. Checking. Quote that final score to you in a second. The Brides picked up 5 points there. Hey, there we go. There's the official final whistle, and with a final score of 195 to 100, the Runaway Brides are victorious. Defending league champions have yet to lose this year, and if you want to beat the best, you got to beat the best at some point. Runaway Brides just keep chugging, and they're going to come on around. Fans are coming on down trackside. Feel free to come down and slap hands with the skater. I mean, even if you're just here for it as a fan, sure. And now here come the Scrappers as well. Excellent effort out of the Schoolyard Scrappers. Fighting till the very, very end. Absolutely. You saw them putting 14 points up in their last jam to hit 100 right cleanly on the nose.